Welcome back to Mitten Money Bets, episode 8. Today is October 14th, 2021, and I would just like to start the podcast with a quote. A little quote about gambling and love.
Great. Let's hear it.
It's better to have loved and lost than never loved at all. And you can relate that to gambling. It's better to gamble on sports and lose than to never gamble at all.
Sure. All right, great quote.
I would just like to say that and preface, given that you went 0-4 in NFL picks last week, you're bound to find a winner. People are saying you're due.
Yeah, I don't need that negative
I
energy. I just wanted to get that out of my face.
The people just needed to know that, you know what, you can't win your money back after going 0-4 if you stop gambling.
True, and that's why I'm here.
And that's why you chase the losses.
It's... like you said a couple episodes ago, it's not about how hard you get hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and get back up. I'm going to look adversity in the face.
Okay.
I'm going to take it by its head.
Okay.
Just.
All right. Okay.
I'm just going to bob it up
Bobbing
and down.
for apples.
Yeah.
Okay,
bobbing for winners.
Seasonal ting right there.
Yep.
Let's get right into the show. Brought to you by our merch line. There's no t-shirt here because I can't engineer a way to stick it to the wall. But there is seasonal merch up.
No, it's not there because it's all sold out.
Yep. Best way to create demand. Pre-order it now.
Yeah.
Also, maybe Jets Pizza coming soon. Big things coming.
Big things.
Not really, but that'd be sweet.
Big things. 8 corners. Okay.
Cue the intro.
Rolling, holds it, turns through the legs. Oh my goodness! Are you kidding me? This is.
So, packed show for you guys today. A couple new parlays coming at you. Evan has his own this week. So we're not really going to recap because we split in college, had an abysmal NFL slate. NFL continues to make no sense. At least I found a winner. Whatever.
Okay.
Not going to brag.
Yep.
We'll go through our college picks. College dog of the week. Evan's can't stop, won't stop college parlay.
And we
Can't stop.
Copyright claim right there.
Aston Mitten coming at you from New Mexico Y Academy. Salute our soldiers. NFL picks, NFL dog of the week, and then my Cody picks every NFL game parlay. Brand new.
Hasn't lost.
If I change the parlay every week, it hasn't lost yet. So
yes, correct.
Get hot, stay hot. And then Bill's bad bets again because he continues to go 1-1 every week. So do you ride? Do you fade? You can't. He's splitting money every week.
We literally told him we do not want you to go 1-1, and he said, "Oh, here's a winner, here's a loser." Like that's not what we want. We want 2-0, 0-2.
It's unbelievable that he chose to put his hard-earned United States American dollars on Willie Taggart at FAU.
After he had already got rolled as my dog of the week.
Yeah, unreal. So we'll get right into the show. Like I mentioned, we're not really going to recap much. However, it was probably one of the most electric weeks of college football of all time. The witching hour in college football.
Absolutely.
Was absolute madness. Arkansas, Ole Miss. Our dog of the week, Texas, looked like they were the best team in the country and just fucking collapsed.
This old Spencer Rattler sat out. So
so strike it from the record because we didn't think Caleb Williams was going to play.
No.
Had Caleb Williams
play
the whole game, they win by
Had Caleb Williams been announced as a starter, our lock of the century would have been on Oklahoma because we knew that they would have covered. Exactly.
Spencer Rattler continues to be a bad teammate. Didn't even celebrate with the guys.
I can't wait for him to transfer to fucking UCF or something weird. He's gonna go somewhere.
He should go back to UMass and just try to revive that program. That's the only way he can redeem himself in my eyes.
All right.
But the one pick I would like to recap is a lot of people like to look at analytics and stats for games.
Okay.
Wrong. Just look at the stadium from now on because AT&T Stadium is undefeated with points. 44-20. Over-under was 55. Free money. Mike Glennon played in that game, and it still went over. That is the power that Jerry World has.
That is something.
Yeah.
I'll never go against it.
So don't hate on Jerry World. We love points. We'll get right into our college picks. I'll kick us off. Friday Night Football. Mountain West Conference.
Nothing better.
San Diego State at San Jose State. Now, San Jose State hasn't covered in their last 5.
Okay. Some would say they're due.
Not good. Wrong. San Diego State has had 2 Pac-12 tests to see, they're finally in the rankings. They're ranked 24. They've played Utah, won that game. They played Arizona. I know Arizona's winless, but it's a Pac-12 team. Pounded Arizona. San Jose State has had a couple tests. One was USC, and then I believe they lost to Hawaii as well. San Jose State is not a good team. I know I gambled on them early in the year. They just lost by 20 to Colorado State.
Colorado State.
And Colorado State's bad.
Bill did take their money line on
San Diego State's 4-1 against the spread. They're currently only giving up like 16 points a game. San Jose State's bread and butter is scoring on offense, scoring points. They're not going to be able to score points against the San Diego State defense. I love San Diego State minus 9.5. That's the pick.
SDSU riding, huh?
The Aztecs, the school that Kawhi Leonard built.
People forget.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have guessed that. My first pick is going to be an over. You guessed it. Cincinnati, UCF, over 57.5. Is Cincinnati the team to beat in college football?
Interesting that you're all of a sudden a Cincinnati fan. Where did this come from?
Anyways, these two teams, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
These two teams combined to score 78 points per game on average. 78 is a lot more than 57.5, okay? Makes sense. Cincy is absolutely on a tear and have nobody really left to play on their schedule, and their offense is super efficient. They have a great mix of passing and rushing, and their defense is very good, and you're going to say, well, that's not a great spell for the over. It's not. Mm-hmm. But Cincy absolutely dismantled Temple 52-3 last week. They almost hit this number by themselves.
Temple's horrible.
Temple is horrible, which is exactly why I think this is going to hit, because UCF has like a couple dynamic players, and their offense isn't as boring as Temple. Mm-hmm. If UCF can get to 20, this hits easy.
The school that Blake Bortles built.
The school that Mackenzie Milton should have built.
Blake Bortles better.
Yeah, I think this number is low. I would take it up to 60.
Okay. Yeah.
Aggressive.
Sure, take it up to 60. I don't care.
Yeah.
Not my money.
Also, the over is 6-1 in the last 7 UCF road games. Does that change your mind?
Sure.
Exactly.
Take it.
I am.
Okay.
I'm taking it, and I'm gonna kiss it after it wins.
Now, you're probably wondering, Cody, you were a little skeptical on Evan's pick, and you're about to say the Fighting Shianos. Yeah, Scarlet Knights.
The Rutgers. The Rutgers?
Yes, the Rutgers University, birthplace of college football. They're playing at Northwestern.
Okay.
Northwestern legitimately might be one of the worst teams in FBS this season. They just played at Nebraska. They're coming off a bye. Rust versus rust.
Michigan just played.
They played at Nebraska 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
They got trounced 56-7 by Adrian Martinez. What
was the score?
56-7.
That kind of just went under the rug. I never even heard about that.
They have 2 wins this year.
Okay.
Indiana State.
Good team.
And Ohio, the Bobcats. Mind you, that Indiana State game was close.
That's tough.
Northwestern's defense is giving up 450 yards a game.
That was their bread and butter last year.
Yes. Rutgers isn't as... I know I believe they're 2-3 or 3-3. However, they just came off 3 straight games against Michigan, Ohio State, and Michigan State, the Big Ten beast. That's a tough schedule. I think this is a bounce-back game for them. The line's only 2. This is a noon game in Evanston. Northwestern's not going to have any fans there. They don't have a home field advantage. Give me Rutgers. Fighting Shianos, -2. That's a good line. They can win on a game-winning field goal. I don't care. Just win, baby.
That's just gross, betting on Rutgers. I never would have thought.
Beth Mowens will probably be on the call.
3 years ago, I would never have thought betting on Rutgers is even a thing.
I mean, they're a solid team.
They have came back. Quarterback doesn't look terrible.
The only thing I'm hesitant about is, did Michigan State kill them last week? Did Jalen Naylor break their will to play football? So. It's possible.
If Ohio State didn't, I don't think Michigan State did. Hate to be the guy.
Okay.
My next one, you might like this one better than the Cincy. Florida -10 at LSU, noon game. LSU's in trouble. Stingley is out, and their star receiver, Keyshawn Boutte, Boutte. I think I fucked that one up.
Booty.
Yeah. He is booty. He's out for the rest of the year. Their rushing attack is one-dimensional, and they only rushed for 147 against Kentucky, which was their season high. And you could say, oh, that's not that bad, 147 yards. Florida is averaging 273 yards a game, and they put up 330 yards on Kentucky rushing. So if you're doing any comparisons, you're seeing that the Florida ground and pound is the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
I think the LSU quarterback will be able to throw on Florida, but I do not think their running game will do anything. Florida is also 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 against SEC opponents, and I think LSU has gone down the drain.
Yeah, I mean, Bo Nix beat that team, so that just shows how bad LSU is.
Yeah. I mean, Bo Nix is...
Joe Burrow isn't walking through those doors.
No. Not even half of Joe Burrow is walking through.
Mm-hmm.
Florida wins this game by 14. Book it.
Now I'm going to big brain Las Vegas. They're not going to pull a fast one on me. I see odds, I take odds.
Okay.
Army, Wisconsin. Now you're probably thinking, at Camp Randall, this game's going to be disgusting.
It is.
It's going to be. However, the total is under 40 points.
Okay.
39.5.
Is that the lowest college over-under that you've bet on?
I
like,
think,
as far as taking the under?
No, I think two years ago, before this was pre-DraftKings on Bovada, I took Army Navy. I believe their over-under was like 32, and the final score was like 16-6.
Yeah.
Those are always just free money. This is a get-right game for Graham Mertz. Right now he has like 2 touchdowns and 7 picks. If you're going to air it out, you got to air it out against Army. They're built to stop the run. They're only giving up like 50 yards a game. Wisconsin doesn't. They're not built like Wisconsin teams of the past. They don't have a premier back. They don't really have the offensive line that they had in the past. And, you're probably saying to yourself, Cody, all Army wants to do is run the ball. That's what Wisconsin's bread and butter is. They don't play the triple option. Triple option can do some things to a good defense.
You know the hardest part about guarding it?
There's 3 options.
There's 3 options.
Yep. Same page there. And also, Army's defense, they're not as good as advertised. They just gave up 28 to Ball State last week. Ball State. And they gave up 21 to one of the worst teams in FBS. Still
UConn?
Winless. UConn, the Huskies.
They lost to UMass last week, correct?
Yes. So UMass is greater than it's on UConn.
That's tough.
This UConn offense put up 21 on Army. If a Big Ten school can't put up at least 28 on Army, Wisconsin should be relegated. I don't think Army's going to put up more than 10 to 14 points, but that's all we need from them. Over 39.5. That's plus 100 on DraftKings right now. Vegas will not big brain me into taking this under.
You will not get bullied by Vegas, is what
nope,
you're saying.
I refuse. I'd rather just be a sucker for the odds. It's plus money. It's not supposed to win.
Blinded by the odds. All right. I think if you didn't love the Florida one, you're really going to love this one. And I say that and I mean it. Fresno, the Bulldogs, -3 at Wyoming. They are your team. Team of the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to march into Wyoming, and they're going to lay that pipe.
It just makes me nervous because this team just lost to Hawaii.
It did. They're coming off a bye week. 2 weeks ago they lost to Hawaii, but I mean they had to travel however many hours.
That's true.
That's a tough place to play.
And you're playing. You get the lay on you. You get a little distracted.
Yeah,
you go to luau.
Yeah, they're probably eating pigs the night before off a fire. I don't know. This is an absolute must-win game.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to say it, but I think this has conference championship implications written all over it for both teams. Fresno's coming off, a bye, like I said, after a tough loss to Hawaii, and Wyoming is coming off a loss to Air Force. So, I mean, I'd rather lose to Hawaii than Air Force. Ryan Grubb, Fresno's coach, leans on Hayner's arm. Hayner's arm, and that's a great arm to lean on. He averages nearly 400 yards a game. Did you know that? That's disgusting.
The one thing I will say is Fresno State's been banged up. That was part of the reason they lost to Hawaii.
Correct.
So bye week they get right, get healthy, march in to Josh Allen's school and just skull fuck.
Hayner averages more yards a game than Wyoming averages passing and rushing together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Wyoming has what it takes to keep up with Fresno.
Also, their colors are brown and yellow, so they're literally
they look like shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fresno's 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 against Wyoming too. I love this game, and I might take out a personal loan from my bank to put on this game.
Shout out TLC.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then you know what? This is just a principle game for me. When I see a total in the 80s, I take the under because I know college football.
All right. You're 1-0 on those.
The games that go over 80 are the games that have a total in the 60s. And they go over 80 because nothing makes sense and teams forget how to play
Red
defense.
River rivalry.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Ole Miss, Tennessee. This total opened at 77. People have since hammered it so much, it's up to 81. And I refuse to ride with the public on this because this game's going under. And I know. Tennessee's averaging 40 points a game. Ole Miss is averaging 40 points a game. Corral's playing out of his mind.
Yeah.
I don't care. Ole Miss last week couldn't tackle Arkansas. It's the only reason that game was a shootout. Lane Kiffin has emphasized that in practice this week. He's been saying it all week in media. Ole Miss is going to tackle better this game. And also, the games that are going over 81 points aren't night games. They aren't night SEC games.
That's a good point.
They're afternoon games. Guys are, you know what, maybe you're going out to a party Friday night. We all in college. You get a little drunk. Saturday, you got to wake up early. Put your suit on. Walk to the stadium. College kids don't want to do that.
Okay.
You don't want to go out and play defense and guard Blake Corral after that.
I wouldn't want to. That makes sense.
This is a night game in Knoxville. Boys are going to be buzzing. Knoxville's going to be buzzing. It's going to be loud. No way this game gets close to 81. I took Ole Miss, Alabama under 81, and I'm going to take it again in Ole Miss, Tennessee.
Absolute madman.
Yep.
You
care.
You simply see 80s and you say, don't care.
I do it all the time in college. No way it gets there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst bet I've ever seen you say.
Yeah.
Cracking money line.
There's been worse.
They
lost 4-3.
They lost.
They covered.
They lost.
They tied it up.
You did not say spread.
Cracking money line. They tied it up 3-3. Had a tough goal.
Kraken Cody has entered the chat.
I swear to God.
It was Vegas night Cody, and then it was Kraken Cody. This year it's Kraken Cody. Unreal.
If they
make the playoffs, I said I was buying a jersey. Have it on record.
I'll buy a jersey anyway.
Wow. Of who?
Can't name a single player.
Love it.
I'm here for the logo, though.
I did some soul searching for this last pick. This is one of those where...
Boy, I hope so.
Yeah, this is one of those where Vegas is trying to big brain me, just like the Pats covering, and then I tried zagging when everyone was zigging, or vice versa in the Bills and Chiefs. I'm going to ride the UCLA team total over 26 at Washington.
Sure.
Tell me why it's that low when they're averaging 35 points a game and 430 yards per game. Tell me why. Because it's a night game in Washington?
I think what Washington does is stop the run.
Do they? Because I went to the Michigan versus Washington game, and Blake Corum looked like their daddy.
Okay. They've since won a couple games, so they're heating up.
Thompson Robinson had 80 yards last week, and they still won by 18, and they scored 34 points. It was against Arizona. I get it. This guy is a stud. He is a dual threat. I am riding the high horse on Thompson Robinson.
I don't objectively think he's really that good, but he plays in a Chip Kelly offense, so his stats are a little bit bloated.
UCLA has only went under this total one time in the past 2 years, where they scored 25. I don't see a way that this loses. Washington's defense is mediocre, and this is a classic Pac-12 game. Pac-12 at night, points.
I'm all in on Pac-12 overs, so
26.
Pac-12 night game overs.
26 points by UCLA.
Sure.
I mean, come on. I'm gonna go to a different bank, grab a different loan, and put that on this one.
Sure.
I might. Yeah. I mean, this one just seems like it's right. Over 26 points at Washington, easy. Washington gives up 20 points a game already.
That's a great segue into our college dog of the week, which is
the
Bruins, the Fighting Chip Kellys. This one was on Evan. He's the UCLA bandwagon this week.
Huge.
What are they? 3-point dogs? 2?
2.5. And they were just ranked against a bad Washington team. This is a trap game, and I'm here to fall for it. I don't give a shit.
UCLA's 2 losses are kind of... They lost to Arizona State. It was good. And then they lost to Fresno. It was kind of a fluke game. They lost a shootout. So, I don't know. College Dog of the Week's been just bad beat nation. I think we're cursing teams. We're cursing underdogs. Texas, thanks. Thank you. Fuck you, Steve Sarkisian.
Yeah.
But College Dog of the Week is back on board this week. We're winning.
Yep.
We're going into Washington.
I'm sick of being a bitch.
Back up the Brinks truck on UCLA. And then now we're going to move into your brand new parlay alert. The Can't Stop, Won't Stop parlay. Shout out Miley Cyrus. These are all college teams, by the way.
Now this one's a little sketchy. It's a lot of money lines. Sprinkle in 2 underdogs. UCLA's in there. It's going to start with Memphis, Oregon, Michigan State, the over on Cincinnati and UCF of 57.5, Buffalo money line, Eastern Michigan, who is an underdog money line at home against Ball State. Love me some Mac. Iowa money line, Oklahoma money line, and UCLA money line. Guess what the odds are?
87-94.
95,000.
That was pretty close.
That was close. That's why I didn't believe it. 95,000 on that one. You're welcome.
There's literally no way that hits.
There's no way it loses.
Well, there's a way.
I can't stop, and I won't stop picking winners.
What'd you put on that? $5?
It was a free bet. We don't unit shame.
But like,
we do not unit shame.
It was a $5 free bet. What does that win? I'm just curious.
A 5? What do you think it wins? Plus 95,000. If I put 5 on it, quick math.
It probably wins 16. No. This is good radio.
Okay, it's not 95,000. It's 9,500.
Okay,
my bad.
I was gonna say there's really no way that wasn't over 10 games.
No, it was a 9-pick parlay.
So I was close with
plus 9,500. $5 to win 635.
Oh, sure.
I just made you guys $635 richer.
Okay. Yeah, so that was Mitten Money Figures Out How a Parlay Works.
Yeah.
Brand new segment. So now we'll do Ask the Mitten. And this question, back to back from Wyatt Cadmus, our service members, Air Force. People are starting to, there's rumblings of a dynasty on these Ask the Mitten questions from Wyatt. Shout out to Wyatt for continuing to fuel the content. He asks, so there's been a lot of talk in the media that the Big Ten could get 2 teams into the playoff.
Why not 3? Not possible.
Just won't happen. Yeah. 2 teams. And if we were going to get 2 teams in, which the Big Ten should, especially the Big Ten East, says the Big Ten right now is 5 teams in the top 10. Unbelievable. Big Ten is the league to beat right now. 4 of those are in the Big Ten East.
Okay.
If we're going to get 2 teams in, he asked, what 2 teams do we think they would be? And I have my 2. And I have good reason for both. One is Iowa.
Yeah, I agree.
The reasoning being is their defense, and they don't play anybody the rest of the year.
And even if they lose in the Big Ten championship,
that's why all of their tests are out of the way, so they can go and play whoever comes out of the Big Ten East, and they're still 1 loss.
As long as it's a close game.
Yeah, and I think unless Georgia beats Bama in the SEC title game, I think everybody who gets in the playoff this year, besides possibly Cincinnati, if they win out, is going to have a loss. So Iowa gets in, and I think whoever comes out of the Big Ten East is going to beat Iowa in the Big Ten title game. So they have to get in. The Big Ten winner has to get in.
You're assuming that Ohio State is going to play Iowa. What if Michigan State does?
So this was my predicament because I'm a Michigan State guy. We all know this, but I just know. Here's my issue. I think Ohio State's going to win the Big Ten East.
Okay.
The reason being, Penn State's already lost.
Yeah, I took Penn State and I threw it in the showers. No pun intended.
Michigan's not going to beat both their rivals in the same year.
No, I agree.
They're either going to lose to Michigan State or Ohio State.
Yeah.
Probably both.
No. They'll beat one.
They would have lost to both last year had they not ducked Ohio State. They've lost to both several times under Jim Harbaugh.
It was COVID. You can't put that on them
Okay,
ducking.
yeah, okay.
He wants to keep his players safe.
COVID, sure.
All right.
Ohio State, I think if Michigan State plays them at home this year, it's a different story. If they're coming to the woodshed, it's a different story. But if Michigan State goes on, we beat Indiana this week, we beat Michigan on Halloween, then we have a couple games, we play Ohio State. We could possibly, if we beat Michigan, we could be undefeated going into the horseshoe. That is possibly a night game.
That would be terrifying.
I don't like Michigan State's chances in a night game at Ohio State. Undefeated Michigan State
if they were
versus 1-loss Ohio State.
If they
blackout. I know we've done it before, but they were kind of fluke games. I think Ohio State's had our number. I believe in this Michigan State team, but I think Ohio State's kind of finding their stride. CJ Stroud's playing really well. Ohio State escapes the Big Ten East. They play Iowa. They beat Iowa. The Big Ten winner gets in. The runner-up gets in. That means
chaos is going to happen if Ohio State doesn't win out.
Yeah.
It is going to be – because Ohio State's going to smack Michigan. I will take whatever Ohio State spread is in that game. Quote me on it now. I don't care who plays. Except for if J.J. McCarthy plays. I'll take Michigan money line. I could see Ohio State beating Michigan. Michigan State beating Ohio State. Somehow.
Then it's going to go to tiebreaker.
And then Michigan State beats Iowa. I could see.
We would have to beat Penn State too, but.
Oh, fuck. I kind of just.
Penn State's Thanksgiving weekend. But where chaos is going to happen and where the Big Ten, where the committee is so SEC biased is the issue, is while the Big Ten deserves 2 teams, I don't think they'll get the 2 teams because what's going to happen.
A 1-loss.
Is Alabama's going to beat Georgia in the SEC title game. So then both those teams are going to get in because that's going to be Alabama's signature win. And then the Big Ten winner gets in. So either Iowa or whoever comes out of the Big Ten East. And I think it's going to be whoever comes out of the Big Ten East because Iowa's offense is not good.
No.
And
their
then
defense is
the 4th team is very
now.
Likely going to be Oklahoma, and Cincinnati gets stumped again.
I don't think Cincinnati gets stumped.
I think
Cincinnati's going to be undefeated. They're going to make that 4 spot.
If Oklahoma is undefeated, Alabama and Georgia are 1-loss, and you have a 1-loss Big Ten title, how does Cincinnati have a better resume? They've only played Notre Dame and Indiana.
That's tough.
Exactly.
I need Oklahoma to lose.
So Oklahoma would have to lose.
I want Oklahoma to lose so bad.
Maybe Baylor, maybe Oklahoma State, but That's own stupid. Oklahoma State.
I don't know. I see chaos.
This is what Alabama does. Georgia looks unbelievable all year, then they lose in the SEC.
But imagine if
game.
Alabama loses to Georgia.
Yeah.
Then it's wide open.
Yeah, because then whoever comes out of the Big Ten screwed because it's going to be – one is probably going to be an SEC team. It'll probably be Alabama or Georgia. 2 will be the opposite. So 1 will probably be Bama in that scenario.
No, if Bama loses to Georgia.
If Bama loses to Georgia, they're not in.
Yeah.
If Bama beats Georgia, Georgia's
1.
Alabama's 1. Georgia's 2. The Big Ten championship's 3. They could be 4. And then Oklahoma's 4.
There's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot of dispute.
Chaos. We need to see the official rankings. There's a lot of games that happen in the Big Ten East still.
Yeah, there's a gauntlet.
An absolute gauntlet. But yeah, I'd say probably Iowa and Ohio State if we were going to get 2 in.
I'd probably say
just off resume.
Yeah, Michigan and Rutgers both get in.
Yeah, Rutgers has 3 losses. So okay, thanks for that.
All right. Anyways,
thank you, Wyatt. Ask the Mitten. Send in your questions. Discuss them on the pod. Free shout out. You're welcome. Now for our NFL picks, and I'll get us started with Thursday Night Football.
Love it.
I'm a Jalen Hurts hater. Eagles, Bucks, in Philadelphia. Thursday Night Football makes no sense.
None.
There's never a lot of points. Seahawks, Rams, we thought there was going to be a lot of points last week. There wasn't. It didn't. I don't know what it is. I think it's a short turnaround from Sunday to Thursday.
Russell Wilson got hurt.
I guess, but Geno Smith went right down the field. He went down the field faster. People are saying the Seahawks are better with Geno Smith. That person's me. I don't know.
I'm definitely not saying
the guys play for Geno, not Russ. Let Geno cook. Thursday Night Football makes no sense. I'm taking a combined prop of passing and rushing yards for Jalen Hurts. Now, is Cody going to go over or under? I'm going to tell you the number. It's 336.5. Now I'm going to break down a couple stats for you.
Correct?
Yes, passing and rushing combined. Jalen Hurts is only averaging 46 rushing yards a game. He's playing the best rushing defense. Now, I know he's like a quarterback, so it's going to work a little bit differently. He gets a couple scrambles off. I don't care. I don't see him, if he's only averaging 40 to 60 yards a game, I don't see him throwing 280 to 300 yards passing. I know the Bucs secondary is banged up. They're not looking that good. But he's only hit this against the Chiefs and the Cowboys. And the reason he hit that is because they played from behind the entire game, and those were shootouts.
They're just trying to catch up, yeah.
Against the Panthers last week, he threw for 190 yards. And the first game of the year against the Falcons, I believe he threw for like 220. He's not throwing for a lot of yards if he's not in a shootout game. I don't anticipate this being a shootout game. I think the Bucs are probably going to control clock, run Leonard Fournette down their throat. The Eagles' defense is playing pretty well right now. I'm taking Jalen Hurts under 336.5 passing rushing yards combined.
Interesting. And I don't hate it. I am also riding my first pick in that game. Brady's completions over 25. He is one of the most accurate passers in the league. And he's gone under this number twice this year with 22 and 24. But on average throws the ball 45 times a game.
The Patriots game is kind of a fluke because it was raining.
It was raining, correct. I love this number. I want to kiss it on the mouth.
Okay.
Brady was showing some thumb discomfort, but
he said it's fine.
Yeah, he's a competitor. He'll play.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried about it. Slay is one of the top cornerbacks, right? For Philly?
For the Eagles. He's kind of washed.
He's one of those guys? Yeah, exactly. If that's their best, easy.
They don't have enough corner.
No doubt.
This is classic Eagles prime time where they just get injured. So, they lose 3 people a game, it feels like, and they don't have enough people to guard Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and AB.
Exactly. Tampa has way too many weapons. Check down city. They average 350 passing yards a game. 25 just seems like an easy number to me.
Also, they have Giovanni Bernard, and he's starting to play pretty well. Play that James White role for the Bucs. Easy dink and dunks.
Yeah.
Sure. A lot of action on Thursday Night Football. Love to see it.
A lot of money to be made right there.
This is another principal game for Cody. If I know one thing about the NFL, I know that Aaron Rodgers loves fucking the Chicago Bears. I don't know what it is in his head. He just hates that team, and he just loves marching in. I don't care if it's at Soldier Field. I don't care if it's at Lambeau. He's going to pound the Bears. He owns them. The line is 4 points in favor of the Packers.
Okay. Go on.
Mason Crosby just missed a lot of kicks.
Yeah.
So that means he's going to hit a lot of kicks this week. He got them all out of system last week. I don't think it's going to come down to that. I think Aaron Jones is going to run loose. A.J. Dillon's playing well. I don't know who the Bears have at corner anymore to guard Devontae Adams. You can't guard Devontae Adams. His footwork's incredible. Shout out Fresno State. The line's only 4. The Packers have covered this in their last 4 head-to-head against the Bears. I believe last year when they played at the end of the season, the Packers won 35-16. Aaron Rodgers always balls out against the Bears. Packers -4.
Is this at Chicago?
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
I was just wondering.
Justin Fields is looking but
Justin Fields is from Georgia. You think they have weather
not that
they
windy.
have at Soldier Field?
Also, the question mark with the Packers is they just put Jair Alexander on IR, but the Bears don't really have weapons. They have Allen Robinson, but they can't design plays to get the ball to Allen Robinson, so I don't really care.
Matt Nagy is incapable. Yeah. All right. Not a bad pick. I always liked the Packers. Aaron Rodgers is debatably daddy. Pause.
Hey, yo.
Somebody who said that. I hate points. I hate them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about Daniel Jones?
I don't think he's going to play.
I don't think he is either.
Yeah, I feel even worse about Mike Glennon.
Yeah, that's why I'm taking the Giants team total under 21.5.
Sure.
That is a great number. I want to take it. I want to kiss it on the mouth for that half point.
Yeah, because I don't know who's going to play wide receiver for the Giants.
Nope.
Kadarius Toney just threw a punch at a guy with a helmet on.
Galladay's out.
Has an injury. Galladay's out. Slayton is questionable. I don't know what's up with Sterling Shepard.
What about their
Saquon
running
Barkley's
back?
dead again. Devontae Booker, stand up Utah. And Mike Glennon. I don't know why he still has a job in the NFL.
No.
There is no way that they score 21 points against the
Rams.
LA Rams.
I think Aaron Donald's absolutely going to have a feast.
Yeah.
Like we just laid it out, the Giants are so banged up. I was going to make a reference right there, but I'm going to bonk myself.
Okay. Yeah. All right, sure.
No way that they score over 21.5. No way.
Sure.
That's it.
I guess I'll hate points too. I'll go to Lions-Bengals. Lions defense is playing extremely well all of a sudden out of nowhere. The Lions.
Yeah. Okay.
They're actually playing
Lions
well.
and defense. I didn't think that they win the same sentence.
They're stopping teams at an unbelievable rate right now. They really are. They held the Ravens to 19. I believe they held the Vikings to 17.
Vikings aren't great.
They're all right.
All right.
Typically the Lions give up a ton of points to the Vikings.
Yes.
The Lions have some speed at linebacker now. They don't have Jamie Collins, 40 years old, running around out there. They've got some rookies, so they're flying to the ball. Goff has baby hands, which means turnovers in the red zone. I think he's had a fumble in the red zone, a sack fumble, the last 4 games, it feels like, and he's due for pick sixes.
Yeah.
Quintez Cephas is out.
My guy.
I believe Lions wide receiver 1 is either Kenneth Raymond or Amon-Ra St. Brown. So the Bengals are going to key in on Hawkinson. You take Hawkinson away. The Bengals front has been playing well. They played pretty well against the Packers last week, stopping the run. They just held Aaron Rodgers to 25 points. I know Mason Crosby missed a few kicks.
Couple.
No way the Lions even get close to 25 points. This is at home. Tickets are cheap at Ford Field. Might be rocking. I think the Bengals might put up 28 to 35, but I don't anticipate seeing, just with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, I don't know who covers them. Oruwariye is kind of a bum. The Lions don't have corners.
No, they don't.
Kuda. The Lions aren't going to score points. I know the Lions. I think their last 2 were 19 to 17 and then 17-16 last week. So
the only thing I hate about the Lions is that in the fourth quarter they realize that they're down by 3 scores, and then they just say, "Oh yeah, we can score."
Yeah, the Lions in the fourth quarter just go fuck that under.
Yeah,
and they just start.
That's the only thing that scares me about them.
This is the other thing that scares me is Dan Campbell cried in his press conference the other day about how his team has been playing. So I just they might respond well, and that makes me a little nervous.
If you lose,
but I know the Lions.
I hope it's just that the Lions put up 50 themselves. Because
if I lose, I just hope the Lions win outright.
Yeah. Okay. We won't count it as a loss if the Lions win outright and it goes over.
Yes.
Have it on record. Okay. So you just took an under, right?
Yeah.
I'm taking another under.
No.
Another under. Yep. Cardinals and Browns. Where are the Cardinals from?
Arizona.
Where are they from? They're from Arizona. They're going to Brownstown, baby.
I think I hate this.
I think I hate it too, but that's why I love it. Doesn't make any sense. Cardinals playing the Dome in Arizona. They're going to a hostile environment
crowd
in Cleveland in October.
Kelly.
Yeah. Shout out MGK. Get him in there. This is going to be a jam the ball down their throat kind of game for the Browns.
Okay.
Okay, they got a two-headed animal in the backfield, and they're just going to force their way through the Cardinals' front. Do you know what that means? Clock's going to be tick, 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 tick.
Okay.
Okay. You following me still?
Sure.
I don't think this is bold. I don't think Kyler is going to be as loose and willing to sling it around in the frigid October weather that they have.
It's not that frigid in October.
It might be.
Maybe Lake Erie?
It's going to be like
little winds coming off Lake Erie.
50, windy. It's not going to be great. It's not going to be Arizona. It's not going to be
Here's my issue is the Browns secondary looked like Swiss cheese last week against the Chargers. Great. And who do they get this week? They get DeAndre Hopkins, AJ Green, and Rondell Moore.
I think this is just going to be in the trenches, and I just don't want to talk about it anymore. I don't want to think about it until I see the score.
I'll ride the under with you if Jadeveon Clowney plays, but he was injured last week. If he's injured again, they're not going to have the same pass rush because they can just key in on Myles Garrett.
The under is 7-3 in the last 10. When Cleveland plays at home as a favorite.
Here's the plus I'll give you is Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, shout out Notre Dame, go Irish.
Okay.
Has been playing unbelievable this year. He was an absolute steal in the second round. I think if you just get him to spy Kyler's not going to be able to run because Owusu-Koramoah is fast. However, they don't have anybody that can cover D-Hop. He might pop off.
He might.
Little sprinkle. Take a D-Hop player prop this week.
What's
the over-under? You haven't even said it.
50.
After the Browns.
It's going to be a 24-17 Browns victory. Arizona gets their first loss. Yep.
That's fair. Yeah, I think the Browns are going to win the game, but
okay.
The under, that's...
It's bold, but...
It's so stupid.
I didn't do great last week taking overs.
Sure, why not? I'm going to take an over, though. Why not me? Chargers-Ravens.
All right.
Chargers' run defense is terrible. The Browns are averaging like 8 yards a play last game.
The Browns are good.
They don't have a run stopper. I don't care. The Chargers' run defense has been bad all year. It wasn't just against the Browns. The Ravens' secondary is horrible without Marcus Peters.
Dog shit.
They gave up 25 points to Carson fucking Wentz last week. Carson Wentz. Now they get to play against Justin Herbert, Mike Williams, Austin Eckler, Keenan Allen. Ever heard of those guys?
A little bit.
They just put... I was doubting Herbert against Myles Garrett last week. He proved me wrong, put up 48 points.
He spanked him on his ass.
Lamar's been looking really good throwing the ball. He just set a record.
That's weird to hear you say that.
For the Ravens.
All right.
They're playing at a high clip. Chargers-Ravens in Baltimore. Line's only 52.5. Give me the over there. That's all I'm going to say.
It's a lot of points.
It's a lot of points, but the Chargers put up points. 28-25 gets me there.
I think
31-24 gets me there.
I think you're going to have to slap me after this week because I'm addicted right now. I'm taking another under. Clip this for when all these overs hit, and I hope they do.
I'm so sorry to the listeners. I'm so sorry to the listener.
You're really going to be sick with this game,
What game is it?
Bills at the Titans. Oh, Evan, the Bills have one of the best offenses. I know.
Here's a thought. Yeah, let's bet against the best offense in football.
Tennessee's defense isn't good at all either, right?
Mm-hmm. The Bills is, though.
Bills is.
I guess I can see your angle here.
Tennessee's averaging, they're giving up 26 points per game, and now they're going to face a team that's averaging over 30 points a game. Here's
the thing, though, is they're giving up 26 points per game, and they've played the Jets and the Jaguars for two of those.
Correct.
And they just gave up 20 to the Jaguars.
Correct. Tennessee's offense, however, depends solely on their ground game right now.
Okay.
You know what that means? Just like the Browns, tick, 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 tick. Clock's going to be ticking. My one worry is that the Bills don't reach this themselves.
The Bills are going to throw this ball 50 times, though.
The under is 8-3 in Buffalo's last 11 in this division. 55 is a lot of points.
Sure.
It makes no sense. I thought my picks last week made sense, and they didn't. If I go 0-4 again,
It's a great week to fade Evan, honestly.
I want all the listeners to just tweet at me and say I'm fading Evan, just so I know how much money to put on all my bets that week. So when I get hot, I'm rich.
Okay.
Bold statements. I don't care anymore. I'm sick of it. I'm
you
tired
might
of being
as well
a bitch.
Instead of betting these on DraftKings, you might as well just Venmo the listeners.
I'm just sick of being a bitch.
Okay, sure.
You know, my dad always tells me, he goes, Evan, suckers bet overs.
It's time to be a man, Evan.
Yeah,
bet unders. Be a pussy.
I'm gonna be the no fun guy.
Sure. All right.
I want to watch the world burn.
All right, some more no fun. Watching the Carolina Panthers, and that's our dog of the week.
Not fun at all.
I don't care.
If they win, they win.
They're playing at home against the Vikings. The Panthers are objectively a better team at home.
They are.
The Vikings almost blew the game against the Lions. How you blow a game against the Lions, I don't know. Lions are the team that blows the games. The Panthers are going to get Christian McCaffrey back. It's looking like it. He was doubtful last week. It's looking like he's going to play. He makes that offense a lot better. Sam Darnold's looked lost without him. With Chuba Hubbard. Ew.
Hell of a name.
Panthers are a better team at home. The Vikings aren't going to be able to run the ball, which is their bread and butter, so they're going to make Kirk Cousins beat them. I don't like having to say, like, Kirk Cousins has to, like, if you're the Vikings and you're thinking to yourself, Kirk Cousins has to go out and win us a football game.
It's not going to happen.
As an MSU alumni, he's not going to do that.
No.
If they can't run the ball, they're not going to establish that offense. Panthers have good corners. They're going to shut down. I believe Thielen is out, possibly. He has a tough matchup.
If this loses and the Vikings win, I will make a meme of this clip with Kirk Cousins walking into the locker room.
You like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. You know what? If we bet against Kirk Cousins and he wins, good. I like Kirk Cousins. I like the guy.
I do agree with you, though. I don't think in the clutch, Kirk's not that guy.
This is a Panthers get-right game. They had a tough game last week against the Eagles, and I believe they lost back-to-back to NFC East teams, Eagles and Cowboys. Those are tough games for them. Should have beaten the Eagles last week, but it happens. Sam Darnold played like
Cowboys isn't a bad loss. You're losing to the future Super Bowl champion, so
we're gonna get to that halfway through the year. I think the Cowboys are gonna win the Super Bowl. Put the Cody Wilkins stamp of approval on it right now.
Cowboy Cody has entered the chat.
Trevon Diggs is incredible. Now we're gonna get to Cody picks every NFL game. This parlay is unbelievable. These are all money lines. Bucks beat the Eagles. Chiefs beat Washington.
Okay.
I'll get to the odds.
All right.
Colts beat the Texans. Packers beat the Bears. Rams beat the Giants. Those are all obvious.
Okay.
London, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time.
No.
Jags get their first win against the Dolphins.
What a hell of a game to give the London
Tua's
fans.
out. Tua's on. I believe he's on IR. Jacoby Brissett's questionable. I don't remember the name of their third-string QB, but he's a white guy with arm tattoos. That's not a QB that wins football games.
Josh Rosen?
Give me Trevor Lawrence. Chaos in London. Chargers beat the Ravens. Ravens have been too lucky recently. Chargers walk all over them.
Okay.
Bengals beat the Lions, obvious. Panthers beat the Vikings, dog of the week. Cowboys beat the Pats. I'm sorry, Patriots. Love you guys. Broncos beat the Raiders. Too much chaos going on for the Raiders. Seahawks beat the Steelers. Bills beat the Texans. What are the odds, you ask? Plus $66,845. $10 to win $6,000.
What are you going to do for me when that hits? What are you going to buy me?
A new car door.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
That one hurts.
I'll take you to Applebee's.
That one hurts.
For the boys. I'll buy Mitten Money merch. If that hits, I'll buy Mitten Money merch for
every single follower.
Everybody that likes the tweet when we drop this pod.
Yep.
So go back and like the tweet after. Every retweet. I'll Venmo you $10 and I'll give you a Mitten Money shirt if it hits.
Sure.
I am for the people. This podcast is for the people. That's our slate. Do you have Bill's bad bets this week?
He did not text me today.
Unbelievable. Cancel Bill. Doesn't matter. They were going to lose anyway.
Exactly. I could just pull shit out of my ass and say it if you want.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
We'll recap our full board. So I have Rutgers -2, Army, Wisconsin over 39.5, Ole Miss, Tennessee under 81, San Diego State -9.5, College Dog of the Week, UCLA, NFL, Jalen Hurts under 336.5 passing rushing yards. Packers -4 against the Bears. Chargers Ravens over 52.5. Lions Bengals under 48. And the NFL dog is the Panthers.
All right. And my slate is looking like Cincy over 57.5. Florida -10 at LSU. Fresno -3 at Wyoming. UCLA team total over 26. Put the Brinks truck on that one. Brady's completions over 25. Giants total under 21.5. Cardinals and Browns under 50. Bills and Titans under 55. Under Evan is here, and so help me God, if this is a good week for me, Under Evan's here to fucking stay.
I'm disgusted that I'm hosting a podcast with this man. Rock, paper, scissors for the 5-2 series league. Got you.
What is it? It's
4-2 currently.
4-2?
This is for me to go 5-2.
Okay.
Rock beats scissors. Mitten Money Bets, episode 8. We'll see you guys next week.
You've got the smile, I've got the brains. Let's make lots of money.